Howdy, howdy. Here we go. I don't see who all's in there. I don't even know if it shows who all's in here or not. See, there's a couple in here. If you're here, say something. Let me know who's in there. Or not. This will be a fun live like this. Oh, Hammer. Hey, did you see the video I put out yesterday on the 30 super carry? I think that's going to be a pretty good little round. There's James Pugh. I hope I pronounced that right. So while we're on here, I got paper and pen here so I can take some notes, kind of get some input from you guys, and all about what I'm going to go look at the SHOT Show, what I'm going to get footage of, stuff like that, because there's going to be no possible way that I can cover the whole thing and get footage of all of it. So whatever you all want to see specifically, let me know, any specific vendors, booths, or whatever, and I'll try to get footage of that. The game plan is I'm going to try to put up a video every day that I'm there. I'm going to try to put one out that evening on what I recorded, what I covered. So if you see one come out and it wasn't what you wanted, just hang tight. I just ain't made it there yet. There's old Stubbs. How you doing, Stubbs? Yeah, I was looking at the pamphlet that SHOT Show sent out, and I mean, it's unreal the amount of vendors that are there. I've never been to it before, but it's unreal the amount of vendors that are there. I mean, it was just page after page after page of all the gun vendors. I didn't even know what half of them were. Yeah, Hammer, if you get a chance, go watch that. If you've not heard anything about the new 30 super carry that's coming out, I put everything I could possibly find on the internet into that one video. So it took me all day of research and finding everything that I put in there. So it's all in one spot for y'all. There's old Randall Rossman. Adam Ross, how you doing? Yeah, y'all have to let me know what you want to see out there. That's kind of the point of doing the live here, but it's a pistol round, Joe. It's basically a 32 caliber. It's essentially a 32 ACP Magnum is what it is. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's 50,000 PSI chamber pressure though. So it's got some pressure. It'll probably have a little bit of percussion to it when it goes off. I'm looking forward to it though. The Smith & Wesson is the ones that's first started chambering it. They're using the EZ platform to put it out with, and then they had listed they're going to use the Shield Plus, and Nighthawk Custom is releasing one of their GRP 1911s in it for some reason. That seems like an odd match to me with full size custom 1911 going for it, but more options the better, I guess. I'd like to see P365 chambered in is what I'd like to see. Let's see here. Yeah, it was like 100 and I think it was a 100 grain bullet going 1,300 feet a second from the little round. Any body armor upgrades you've seen? Well, I haven't seen any body armor upgrades, but I'm sure they'll have some body armor stuff there at SHOT Show. What kind of upgrades you talking about? Yeah, I was talking to Kurt about SHOT Show, and he was telling me some of the other events that are going on out there. So it could be a pretty interesting scene. Kurt was telling me that the Adult Film Awards are also going on during SHOT Show. So lighter plates. Yeah, I mean, you can get pretty light plates, but like level 4 stuff is generally going to be pretty heavy, except for there's a couple companies out there that have some really, really expensive level 4 stuff that's kind of flexible, but it's super, super expensive. Right now, I mean, ceramic is going to be about as light as you're going to get for level 4 stuff. You can always drop down to level 3 or level 3A. Talking about get some video of the 30 super carry stuff out there. I plan on hunting that out, just trying to get this there as soon as I can. I would say Smith and Wesson's booth and probably Federal Premium's booth is going to be swarmed. Mounted the Vortex Strike Eagle, haven't sighted yet. You better get her sighted in so you can start using the thing. Yeah, Ruger and the new Marlin. I wish they would start putting some guns out. I know they just released that 4570, that stainless. Was it the BL or whatever, the big loop that they called it? Man, they're going for like $2,300 on Gunbroker right now. It's insane. And even all the older Marlin stuff right now went through the roof. I mean, I was looking up even the 336s, like the 336Cs and 336Ws. They're outrageous prices on Gunbroker right now. But I think Ruger's going to do a good job with the Marlin line. I think they'll do a lot better than what Remington did when they had them. I'd like to see the Ruger bring the Marlin dark line back. I always thought those are pretty cool. Taurus Raging Hunter and 460 S&W. Is that out yet, or is that something they're releasing? .460. I wish more people would start chambering that round too. .460 Smith and Wesson. I think Taurus did it with the Raging Judge or something, or was that .454 Casull? I think it was .454 Casull. They had the Raging Judge that took .454. Yeah, old Marlin 336W 600 locally. Yeah, look at Gunbroker. It'll blow your mind what they're going for on there. It's out. Yeah, I thought I'd saw something on it before, but I wasn't for sure. But I'll go check them out anyways. Taurus is probably going to release something crazy anyways. It seems like they release something new every year at SHOT Show. Oh yeah, okay, that's where I saw it. I remember that coming up. Yeah, Buffalo Outdoors. Yeah, I remember seeing that now. That 460 is a heck of a round. I like it. I like it better than 500 Smith & Wesson ballistically, but 500's 500. Everybody needs a 500, and even though I ain't got one yet, I need one. Yeah, if it's on Gunbroker like the Springfield SA35, they can keep it. Yeah, no kidding, man. I'd like to have one of those too. I think they look sharp. But like you said, the prices that they're asking for them on Gunbroker is just insane. Which same way with the Marlins. Those new Marlin 4570s that came out, the Ruger Marlins, they're insanely priced on there. Which I'd read an article somewhere the other day that said something that they had only produced. It was a small number. I can't remember the exact number. But they'd only produced X amount of those 4570s so far, and it was under 1,000. So there wasn't a whole lot of them out there yet. But they had back orders of like thousands and thousands of them already. Savage released their new 9mm carry pistol. I haven't seen that yet. They already released it, or is it got leaked out just here and there like that 30 Super Carry did? That's Springfield SA35. I was looking at that. It's supposed to have a better trigger than the original Browning High Powers. I mean, I don't want to blaspheme here on YouTube Live or nothing, but it's supposed to have a better trigger. They deleted the mag safety, so that's a plus. It's got to improve the trigger some because those sucked whenever they were installed. The first thing I done anytime I got a high power is jerk that out. When will we see primers on the shelf? Who knows? I saw Midway sent a notification alert to me today that said they had got, it was Federal or CCI, one of the two small rifle primers, but that's the first notification I've got for primers, and I couldn't tell you how long. And they were $76, $78 or something like that, 1,000. They had a limit of one. Yeah, Midway has primers. Yeah, I saw it's. I got the alert for that. That's what I was just saying. But they're limited to 1,000, $75, $76, somewhere in there, just south of $80 or 1,000. Then you got to pay the shipping, and then you got to pay the hazmat fee. So, I mean, anytime I bought primers online, I always tried to buy at least 5,000 just to kind of offset that hazmat shipping fee that you get hit with. 200 to a person at 10 a pack. Golly net. What are you gonna do with 200 primers? I mean, that ain't gonna get you hardly anywhere. Unless you're just a single stage loader loading hunting rounds or something like that. I mean, 200 primers, that's enough to make you one shooting session. It's hard to go out and start shooting without running through at least 100 rounds, no matter what it is you're shooting. I have to look for that Savage. Though I'm sure they'll have some stuff at SHOT Show too. You all know I'm going to be at the CZ stand. That'll be one of the first places that I'm going to go seek out. I'd like to see CZ come out with a 10 millimeter. I know it's been, I don't know, year and a half ago, CZ Custom Shop had said they were going to come out with a 10 millimeter, and it was going to be outrageous, of course, but I saw the ads for it and all that good stuff, but I have not seen hide nor hair of one, or even any videos of any, actually. Yes, CZ 10 millimeter, absolutely. Imagine CZ 97 with a 10 millimeter, be a slick little rig. Well, wouldn't be little. 97s aren't little at all. Yeah, I've been looking at the Smith & Wesson M&P 10s, the full size with the suppressor height sights that are optic ready. Been kind of eyeballing one of them here lately. What are you going to pay gun broker prices for? The Marlin or the SA35? I haven't seen a CZ 10 millimeter on Gunbroker. There might be one on there. I don't know, but I know the 10 millimeter they had mentioned year or so ago, it was only from CZ Custom Shop. So yeah, I'd probably pay Gunbroker prices for a CZ 10 too. If they put it out. CZ stubborn. CZ and Glock are some of the most popular companies that are the most stubborn. Won't put out what the customers are wanting. And Glock just drops the ball. They stay 15 years behind. Yeah, spare kidney. We've got two of them. We only need one. Will Springfield drop a new 10 millimeter in full size due to they killed the XD last week only off of the compact? They killed the full size XDM 10 millimeter? That's bad news because I have one and I like it real well. I can't imagine why you would kill the full size and keep the compact, considering most people want full size and 10 millimeter, and compact 10 millimeters are kind of a handful if you're shooting real 10 millimeter loads. You never know what Springfield's going to do either, though. I tell you what I wish, now that Remington is kind of sold out and not really making their stuff anymore, I'd love to see somebody get the rights to the R51 and do that gun correctly. If that gun would have been reliable and dependable and not got such a bad track record twice, even after they recalled it and sent them back out, they were still junk. If they would have done the R51 correctly, that would have been one of my favorite handguns for carry. I mean, little steel frame single stack. I mean, kind of like that, the new Smith & Wesson CSX that they have released. Have you all seen that? The Smith CSX. It's a aluminum frame, single action only. It's got the thumb safety like a 1911. Nothing Fancy has a video out on it already, but it's double stack, I think, 10 round 9mm, little compact. Kind of looks like the M&P line, but not really. Yeah, me too. The R51 was sleek. I mean, it had I had two of them. I gave it 2 tries, but both were ended up being junk. The R51 had one of the better triggers of the carry guns that I've had, and I kind of like the safety on it. It wasn't obtrusive. It was easy to actuate. The Smith CSX has gotten my attention. Yeah, I was watching. The only thing that kind of turned me away from it is I was watching Nothing Fancy's video on it, and he said that the trigger was like 8 pounds. I can't imagine an 8-pound trigger on a single action only gun. I mean, that kind of being single action only, the perk to that is having a good trigger, in my opinion, like a 1911. But I'm sure Smith, somebody they'll make something better for the trigger, Apx or somebody will. Talking about he had a video on the CSX too, James. Yeah, carry it cocked and locked, but if you got an 8-pound trigger, you wouldn't even have to carry it locked. You can carry it cocked with an 8-pound trigger and be fine because it's still got the trigger dingus on it like a Glock. Oh, Guns and Gear did a live on the CSX. What was his opinion on it? He like it or no? He didn't happen to mention, like, put a trigger gauge on it or anything, did he? Yeah, no rail. That was something else Nothing Fancy said about the CSX. It didn't have a rail on it, so that was one of the things he dinged it for. Nothing Fancy he approved of it. He liked it. He was giving it a positive review. And normally, if he don't like something, he'll start bashing it right from the get go. $7 pounds out of the box and then drop to 5.5. That would be 5.5 would be tolerable. That would be, I mean, that'd be doable. But 7 or 8 pounds for a tiny gun. I mean, the tinier the gun is, the harder it is to shoot anyways. Then you throw an 8-pound trigger in there and you ain't going to hit the inside of a barn if you're standing at it. So he didn't like the trigger resetting weight either. Huh? Seems to be a common trend here. But Smith's always done that. They've even the first gen M&Ps, I thought they had terrible triggers. So if the trigger was improved, it would be a top contender for top micro 9. Yeah, I mean, what I saw of it, it looked like it had a little bit more weight to it. So it's going to help tame recoil some, make it a little bit easier, more pleasant to shoot. And then if it had a nice trigger, shoot, yeah, make it even easier to shoot. But if it's got an 8-pound trigger on a single action only, but like I said, I'm sure once it's out a little while, Apx or somebody will make an aftermarket trigger for it, and that'll cure that. Yeah, the Sigma series, golly, those were terrible. I mean, it wasn't even. I know for a fact one that Steve had, my stepbrother, he had one that it was. By the time I got the trigger pulled, I was shaking because I was squeezing so hard. Couldn't keep the sights on target when you're trying to shoot it. Those Sigma series. I think they got sued by Glock over that one, I think. Hence the SD or SDV or whatever the new version of it is. Seemed like the CSX, the information about it was all over the internet here the last couple of days. It might be overshadowing that 30 Super Carry just a little bit. Everybody's talking about the CSX. Yeah, AMT had I had a AMT hardballer at one time. It wasn't all that great. And calling it a hardballer, probably pretty accurate because it wouldn't feed hollow points for a nickel. Yeah, I think the AMTs had the backups too. I never had one of those, but I remember seeing them a lot. I used to. Yeah, I was reading on the High Road, the gun forum. If y'all ain't on members of the High Road gun forum, you need to go get on that. It's one of the best gun forums on the internet, in my opinion. But I was reading the the post on there about the CSX, and man, some of them guys were just beating it down, talking crap about it pretty hard. The answer to a question is never asked, all that good stuff. But the gun community is notorious for that. A company comes out with a gun, and it's either, oh, another striker-fired polymer handgun, oh, whoop-de-doo. But if they do something innovative like the 30 Super Carry or the CSX, then the gun community's like, oh, nobody wanted that. Who wanted that? This is going to be stupid. It's going to fail. I don't understand why we're like that. Sometimes we're our own worst enemies. So I hope Glocks would be stamped 40 Smith & Wesson. Now they're only stamped 40. Taking Smith & Wesson plumb out of the picture. The backups had awful triggers. I tell you one little tiny gun like that actually had a pretty good trigger. Do you remember the old roar balls, or however you said that, roar ball, I think is how you said it? Those actually had pretty good triggers for those little teeny tiny guns. I think Bond Arms bought them out, I think. Or, no, Bond Arms bought out Boberg, I think. Apx Centurion. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'll have to look into that. I keep getting email notifications popping up, covering up my comments. On my work computer, Randall, so you know how it goes. You don't recall the Roar Ball 9s, the R9s? They were like $500 or $600 for a little teeny tiny pocket 9, but they were almost LCP size. Had the European style heel clip mag release on it. They were tiny little things. Oh, the Beretta Apx. Yeah. I mean, anything Beretta's pretty good, in my opinion. I don't know why in the world, which granted the SIG 320 is a good gun, but I don't know why in the world the military switched sidearms from the M9 to the 320. I mean, you think about what that cost to switch guns when you had all the tooling, the parts, everything like that for the M9s, and Beretta was still in the running. They were still in the competition for renewing the contract. To me, it's kind of silly. Between full size and compact. Yeah, I like the Glock 19 size. That's generally the go-to on comparing those mid-size compact guns, Glock 19 size. I think the Apx, that's their striker-fired version, though. Here I went off on an M9 or 92 rant there. The Apx is, even their subcompact, you can take the subcompact Apx, I think, and the Beretta Nanos, and you can swap the grip frames on them. I know you can upgrade the grip frame on the Nano to the Apx. I don't know if you can do it backwards or not, though. But yeah, I think that new round coming out, we're going to see some crazy stuff at SHOT Show this year, I think. But I just wish the ammo manufacturers would get back to making actual ammo and getting primers out to everybody. At this point, after people can't still be buying ammo like they were at this time last year. There's no way, or in 2020, there's no way they can. Any new carry ammo interests you? If you're talking about like the just different styles, like between HST and Gold Dot, I haven't seen anything that has really piqued my interest much. I'm not a big light for caliber guy, so like a lot of these fluted stuff, like the Extreme Defenders and stuff, I get that the point of them, and I know they penetrate, they're barrier blind and all that, but I just don't know that handguns have enough velocity or energy for those flutes to actually cause wounding. I mean, it'll make a spot in jail, but a Full Metal Jacket will too. And if you ever shoot flesh with a Full Metal Jacket, you can barely get your finger in the hole behind it. I mean, it just seals back up. So critical duty. Randall, you got a sneak peek to that video. You know that round was junk in that video at 45 ACP. So yeah, Randall just let the cat out of the bag. a video coming up, 45 ACP critical duty, and it done junk. It done terrible out of short barrel and long barrel. 5-inch barrel and 3.3-inch barrel is what I tested it with. I was shocked too. I thought it was going to do good. I think I tested the critical defense, but the critical duty didn't do nothing. Yeah, the ammo interest. I mean, I like HSTs a lot. I like gold dots a lot, and I like XTPs a lot. I generally find myself shooting XTPs and gold dots more, and there's one main reason for that, and it's because they're available as just the bullets to a reloader. So I don't care to carry reloads. I know a lot of people have a stigma about it, like saying, "Oh, it's going to get you thrown in jail if it goes to court and jury finds out you carried reloads." But honestly, if it comes down to where if we're carrying a reload or a factory load, and that's going to be the determining factor of what puts you in prison or what lets you walk, you're probably involved in a pretty questionable shoot to begin with. Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, 45 ACP is fine. Don't get me wrong. That specific round did terrible out of 5-inch and 3.5-inch. The critical duty did. I mean, I don't know what you could. Maybe a carbine it might do better, but it just done terrible. But like, I love the 200 grain plus P gold dots in 45 ACP. That tends to be the best performing round that I've had with it. Critical duty's been getting some bad results in law enforcement, as in like not having terminal effectiveness whenever they're using it, or what? Critical duty load in my 40. I've not tested any critical duty in 40. It may do perfectly fine. I don't know. I just tested the 45 because that's generally what I do whenever I'm going to do gel tests. I'll get me a couple gel blocks ordered, and then I'll go to Midway or somewhere, and I'll just see what they got available. See, I just click handgun ammo available, and then click available for the filter, and then just kind of look through there and see if there's anything neat or anything that's popular that I haven't done. Whatever's available is what I use. In court, it depends on how good the lawyer you have. Yeah, that's true too. I mean, but really, if you're going to court over a defensive shoot, and let's look at the Rittenhouse case, for instance. I mean, the only reason that even went to court is because it was so publicized with the media. Otherwise, that would have never even went to court. They'd have watched the videos, seen what they had, and there would have been no trial. I mean, if you're actually using your gun in a defensive scenario and it's justified, I don't think carrying a hand load or carrying a factory load is going to be the determining factor. Let's order some 357 mag critical defense for too much. It's all for too much right now. I think I have some 357 critical defenses at the house. I don't know if I know I did the 357 gel test video, and I tested a couple different rounds. I don't remember if that was in there or not. I'd have to go back and look and see. Poor performance from the critical duty. Yeah, I know it was, when it first come out, it was like being real promoted as the barrier penetration was what they was going for, windshields, car doors, stuff like that. But it don't really matter if it doesn't perform once it gets there. And that's kind of what I said in the video. Whenever y'all watch it, was it doesn't matter if it is barrier blind or not. If it doesn't open up when it gets there, you might as well just be using full metal jacket. That's going to be more barrier blind than any hollow point. Yeah, I'm actually going to record a couple videos this weekend. I'm going to have 357 Magnum back out on the table. I'm going to give my 686 plus 3-inch a little bit of love, I believe. I put that on my to-do list, and my video's coming up. Yeah, that's something else too. If anybody on here has anything specific they'd like to see a video on or whatever, let me know too. I'm always looking for ideas. But I've been on here 30 minutes now. I think I'm going to start wrapping it up if anybody's got anything else. In my experience, more attention to what type of ammunition is used when shooting comes from the police department. Fanatics like myself. Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, a lot of people think that just because people are police officers that they're gun guys, and that's not always the case. I know shooting USPSA, I've shot competition with a lot of state troopers and some Boyd County cops. wasn't really they weren't really the best shots in the competition in that arena, anyways. 7.62 by 54R and a gel block. Yeah, I don't think we'll be setting gel block Jerry on top of that one. That's comparable to 30-06. We saw what 30-06 does to a gel block. We'll try to stick one in there. I don't know that I've got any 7.62 54R in anything other than Full Metal Jacket. I think I'd say a Full Metal Jacket just zip right through it unless it tumbled. Yeah, gel block Jerry coming up to take the place of gel block Jim. Rest his soul. Y'all, if y'all watch that video, you need to go over to Matt's channel, and he posted at Kentucky Range Time. He posted a like a little slideshow type video of what we were doing that day. Y'all need to go over to his channel and give him crap over shooting gel block Jim. Get on that video and get in the comments, start eating him up. I had one guy, Brutal Bob, which I was hoping he's going to be on here tonight. Brutal Bob got on there and was giving him a hard time. Find some 7.62 54R soft points. I'll start looking for them. Like I said, this right now, this time in the game is hard to find anything specific. Check with Lipsy's a shot show about if another round of Glock P80s is ever coming. Will do. Glock P80. I'm gonna burn that table, Randall. I'm just gonna start a fire and just set it right directly in it. Is that you calling me, Randall? This is a Denver number. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. If I see something else pop up through there, I'll answer it. But if not, I think I'm going to rock off, pack my clothes up, and get ready to fly home tomorrow. So, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. Hope you all had a good time. And if you think of anything else you want me to go check out and record or whatever, between now and then, just shoot me an email message or whatever, and I'll write her down here on the list. Initial batch of 10K P80s is all they imported. Yeah, the P80s are going for outrageous prices right now too. If you could even find them. Yeah, I'll definitely check and see if they're going to import any more of them. I knew I should have bought one whenever they first came out. I knew I should have, and I was just too stupid. I thought, well, they'll keep making them. They'll be around for a while. That's dumb. But, all right, guys, I'm going to hop off here. It's been real. I will see you all next time. Be sure I got a 450 Bushmaster chicken video coming out Saturday. You'll have to check that out. It's a good one. Y'all be safe.